When we talk about the universe, most people have heard of black holes. These are mysterious regions in space where gravity is so strong that nothing can escape, not even light. But what if I told you that there is a stranger, opposite version of a black hole, something called a white hole? Unlike black holes, white holes are not well understood, and some scientists even doubt if they really exist. Still, the idea of them has fascinated researchers and space lovers for years. In this video, we are going to explore what a white hole is and what could possibly happen if you tried to fall into one. Get ready, because this is one of the weirdest what-if questions in all of space science. A white hole is one of the strangest ideas in physics. To understand it, let's first remember what a black hole is. A black hole forms when a very massive star runs out of fuel and collapses under its own gravity. It becomes so dense that nothing can escape its pull, not even light. That's why it looks like a dark, invisible hole in space. Now imagine the exact opposite of that. Instead of a place where everything gets trapped, think of a place where nothing can enter. That's what a white hole is. According to Einstein's equations, if black holes are possible, then white holes could also exist. They are like the mirror image of a black hole. Where a black hole only pulls things in, a white hole only pushes things out. Scientists believe that a white hole would constantly throw out light, energy, and matter, almost like a cosmic fountain. But unlike normal stars or explosions, it would never allow anything to go inside. If you tried to move closer, you would be forced away before crossing its edge, which is called the event horizon. The idea first appeared in the 1960s, when researchers were solving Einstein's math. They realized that the same equations that predict black holes also allow for white holes. But here's the catch. While black holes have been found and studied, white holes remain purely theoretical. We have never seen one, and we don't know if they actually exist in our universe. Even so, the thought of them opens up amazing possibilities. Could they be connected to black holes? Could they be part of wormholes, tunnels that link different parts of space and time? Or are they just a mathematical idea that nature never uses? That mystery is exactly what makes white holes so exciting to imagine. To really understand white holes, it helps to compare them with black holes, because they are like two sides of the same coin. A black hole is a region in space where gravity is so strong that it pulls everything in. Once something crosses its event horizon, there is no way back. It's trapped forever. Not even light, which moves faster than anything else, can escape. That's why black holes look completely dark against the stars. A white hole, on the other hand, would work in the exact opposite way. Instead of pulling things in, it pushes everything away. Imagine trying to fly your spaceship toward a white hole. No matter how powerful your engines are, you would never be able to cross its boundary. Instead, you'd be repelled, forced back as if an invisible wall of energy was keeping you out. While black holes swallow matter, white holes would constantly spit it out. Some scientists even think that black holes and white holes could be connected. Picture this. Matter falling into a black hole in one part of the universe might reappear from a white hole somewhere else, almost like a cosmic tunnel or wormhole. If that were true, then black holes wouldn't be the ultimate prisons we think they are. They would actually be gateways. But here's the strange part. Black holes are known to form when stars collapse, and we've detected them many times. White holes, on the other hand, have no clear way of forming in the real universe. They only exist in the math of general relativity. That's why many scientists think they might be impossible, while others keep the idea alive, hoping that one day evidence might show otherwise. So in short, black holes trap everything. White holes reject everything. One is a cosmic sink, the other a cosmic fountain. They are complete opposites, yet somehow connected in theory. So, what would actually happen if you tried to get close to a white hole? With a black hole, we know that if you approach the event horizon, the gravitational pull becomes so strong that you cannot escape. You would be dragged inward no matter what. But with a white hole, the rules are reversed. Instead of being pulled in, you would be pushed away. Think of it like this. Imagine trying to walk into a strong windstorm. The harder you push forward, the harder the wind pushes you back. Now replace that wind with an invisible, unstoppable force of gravity, but in reverse. That's what it would feel like near a white hole. You would never be able to cross its boundary, no matter how fast you traveled or how powerful your engines were. Another strange thing is that anything coming close to a white hole would be blasted by matter and radiation being thrown out. Instead of silence and emptiness, it might feel like standing near a volcano that never stops erupting. But unlike a volcano, you wouldn't even have the chance to get closer to study it. The white hole's very nature would prevent you from entering. In theory, time and space behave in such a way around a white hole that the laws of physics make falling in impossible. You can only be an outsider, watching it from a distance, while it keeps ejecting energy and matter into the universe. This means the classic question, what happens if you fall into a white hole, is almost a trick question because falling in cannot happen at all. But this only makes the mystery deeper. If you can't go in, then where does all the material it spits out come from? Could it be connected to a black hole somewhere else? Or is it creating new matter out of the fabric of space-time itself? These are the kinds of puzzles that keep scientists curious about white holes, even though we've never seen one. Now comes the really interesting part. What do scientists actually think might happen if you try to fall into a white hole? The short answer is, you can't. The laws of physics, at least as we understand them, make it impossible for anything to cross the event horizon of a white hole. It acts like a perfect barrier. But that hasn't stopped scientists from coming up with fascinating theories. One idea is that if you somehow manage to get close enough, the white hole would violently eject you. Instead of being pulled inward, you'd be thrown outward at incredible speeds, almost like being launched from a cosmic slingshot. In this sense, a white hole could act like the ultimate space ejector, repelling everything that comes near. Another theory is even stranger. Some scientists suggest that white holes could be connected to black holes, like two ends of a tunnel through space and time. In this picture, when matter falls into a black hole, it doesn't just disappear. It re-emerges somewhere else from a white hole. This idea is related to the concept of wormholes, which are like shortcuts across the universe. If this were true, falling into a black hole might not mean the end. Instead, it could mean being expelled from a white hole in a completely different part of the cosmos. There's also the possibility that white holes don't exist at all. They may simply be mathematical curiosities, solutions to equations that look good on paper but never show up in reality. After all, no telescope has ever spotted one, and we don't know of any natural process that could create them. Some scientists think that if they ever did exist, they would quickly collapse and turn into black holes. But here's the twist. Even though there's no proof, the very idea of white holes challenges us to think about the universe in new ways. They force us to ask deeper questions about space, time, and whether reality has hidden connections that we can't yet see. And sometimes, those questions are just as exciting as the answers. The truth is, white holes remain one of the biggest mysteries in modern science. Unlike black holes, which we have observed through telescopes and confirmed many times, white holes have never been seen. No signals, no evidence, no traces. They only exist in mathematical theories and in the minds of scientists who wonder if nature could allow something so strange. But the lack of proof doesn't stop curiosity. Some researchers believe that white holes could help explain some of the deepest puzzles about the universe. For example, they might play a role in understanding the birth of the universe itself. There are even ideas that the Big Bang, the event that created everything, could have been like a giant white hole, releasing all the energy and matter that became our cosmos. Others think white holes might be hidden in plain sight, disguised as unusual cosmic events we can't yet explain. Could mysterious bursts of energy, like gamma-ray bursts, actually be signals from white holes? We don't know. Right now, they are still in the realm of imagination and theory. What makes them even more fascinating is how they push the boundaries of physics. They force scientists to test Einstein's equations in extreme conditions and to think about space and time in ways that seem almost impossible. Even if white holes turn out to be nothing more than a mathematical idea, the process of exploring them has already expanded our understanding of the universe. At the end of the day, white holes remind us that space is still full of secrets. Every time we think we understand it, new questions appear, questions that could change everything we know about reality. So, what really happens if you fall into a white hole? The honest answer is, you can't. White holes, at least in theory, do not allow anything to enter. Instead of pulling you in like a black hole, they would push you away with unstoppable force. Some scientists imagine they could be connected to black holes, working as cosmic doorways. Others think they might not exist at all, except as strange solutions to Einstein's equations. But whether they are real or not, the idea of white holes sparks imagination. They remind us that the universe is far more mysterious than we can see with our eyes. Just the thought that something so strange could exist out there makes us wonder what else might be hidden in the darkness of space. In the end, white holes are less about definite answers and more about possibilities. They invite us to keep asking questions, to keep exploring, and to never stop being curious about the universe. After all, some of today's greatest discoveries once began as wild ideas. Maybe, one day, white holes will move from theory to reality. And if that happens, it could change the way we see the cosmos forever.